James Mitchell sat in his downtown office, staring at the financial reports spread across his mahogany desk. At 45, he was the founder and CEO of Mitchell Tech Solutions, a software company that had revolutionized cloud computing. His personal wealth was estimated at just over $3 billion, but lately none of it brought him any satisfaction. His divorce from Catherine had been finalized 6 months ago. She'd taken a substantial settlement and moved to Paris with her personal trainer. There were no children. Catherine had never wanted them, and James had been too focused on building his empire to push the issue. Now, sitting alone in his corner office with its panoramic city views, he wondered what it had all been for. His assistant knocked and entered. "Mr. Mitchell, your car is ready for the charity board meeting." James waved her away. "Cancel it. Cancel everything for the next week." She looked shocked. James Mitchell never canceled anything. "Sir, are you feeling all right?" "I'm fine. I just need some time away. Tell the board I'll be out of contact for a few days." After she left, James sat in the silence of his office and made a decision. He was tired of the fakery, tired of people treating him differently because of his money. He wanted to know what it felt like to be ordinary, to interact with people who had no idea who he was. He went home to his penthouse and changed into clothes he'd never worn: jeans from a department store, a plain flannel shirt, and worn work boots he'd bought once for a photo op at a construction site. He looked at himself in the mirror and barely recognized the man staring back. Without the $1,000 suits and the aura of power, he looked like any other middle-aged guy. James drove his oldest car, a beat-up truck he kept at his country house, into a neighborhood on the other side of town. It was a working-class area, the kind of place where people struggled to make ends meet but took pride in their community. He parked and walked until he found what he was looking for: a small diner called Rosie's, with red vinyl booths and a worn but clean appearance. He went inside and slid into a corner booth. The place smelled like coffee and bacon, and there was a comfortable, lived-in feeling to it. A waitress approached, a woman in her early 30s with blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. She wore a white t-shirt with stains on it, and she looked tired, but her smile was genuine. "Welcome to Rosie's. What can I get you?" "Just coffee for now," James said. "Thanks." She returned with a steaming cup and went back to her other tables. James watched her work. She was efficient and kind, stopping to chat with the regulars, ruffling the hair of an elderly man who seemed to be a fixture at the counter. There was something about her that drew his attention: a warmth, a grace despite clearly being exhausted. He was so absorbed in watching the rhythm of the diner that he almost didn't notice the little girl who appeared beside his booth. She was maybe 6 years old, with blonde hair like the waitress and serious blue eyes. She wore a pink t-shirt that had seen better days. "Hi," she said. "I'm Lily." "Hello, Lily, I'm James. Are you new here?" "I haven't seen you before." "Yes, I'm new." "Do you come here often?" "I live here," she said matter-of-factly. "Well, not in the diner, but my mom works here, so I'm here a lot." "That's her." She pointed to the blonde waitress. "I see, she seems very nice." "She's the best mom in the world," Lily said with absolute conviction. "She works really hard so we can have a good life." The waitress noticed Lily talking to James and hurried over, looking apologetic. "Lily, honey, don't bother the customers." "I'm so sorry, sir." "She's not bothering me at all," James said quickly. "She's delightful company." The woman smiled, and James noticed how it transformed her tired face. "That's kind of you to say. I'm Emily. Lily's supposed to be doing her homework in the back, but she gets lonely." "It's really no problem." Emily started to turn away, then paused. "Have you decided what you'd like to eat?" James looked at the menu. Everything was remarkably inexpensive. "What do you recommend?" "The meatloaf is good. Rosie makes it herself. Comes with mashed potatoes and vegetables." "I'll have that, thank you." As the afternoon wore on, James found himself returning to Rosie's several times over the next few days. He couldn't quite explain why. The food was good but simple. The atmosphere was comfortable but nothing special. Yet there was something about the place, about Emily and Lily, that drew him back. He learned their story in pieces. Emily was a single mother. Lily's father had left when she was a baby, and Emily had been raising her alone ever since. She worked double shifts when she could, trying to save money for a better apartment, for Lily's future. They lived in a small studio above a laundromat, but Emily kept it spotless and filled with love. Lily did her homework at a corner table in the diner every afternoon, and she'd started joining James in his booth, chattering about school and her friends and her dreams of becoming a veterinarian someday. "Do you have kids?" Lily asked him one day. James felt a pang. "No, I don't." "Why not?" "Lily," Emily said, appearing with James's coffee. "That's a personal question." "It's all right," James said. "The honest answer, Lily, is that I was always too busy with work. I thought I had plenty of time, and then suddenly I didn't." Emily met his eyes, and he saw understanding there. "It's never too late," she said softly. "If you really want something, it's never too late to change course." On his fifth visit to the diner, James arrived to find Emily looking distressed. She was moving quickly between tables, but he could see the worry on her face. Lily sat in her usual corner, but instead of doing homework, she was curled up with her head on the table. When Emily came to take his order, James asked, "Is everything okay?" Emily's professional smile wavered. "It's fine." "What can I get you?" "Emily, please. I can see something's wrong." She glanced around, then slid into the booth across from him for just a moment. "It's Lily. She's not feeling well. She's been running a fever for 2 days, and I think I need to take her to the doctor. But I don't have health insurance right now, and the urgent care clinic wants payment up front, and I don't get paid until Friday." And she stopped, looking embarrassed. "I'm sorry." "You don't need to hear this." "How much do you need?" James asked quietly. "What? No, I wasn't asking for money." "I would never—" "I know you weren't, but I'm offering." "How much?" Emily's eyes filled with tears. "I can't accept that. We barely know each other. Sometimes that's when it's easiest to help. No strings, no expectations. Just one person helping another, please." Emily was silent for a long moment, pride warring with necessity on her face. Finally, she whispered, $200 would cover the visit and any medication she might need. James pulled out his wallet, the simple one he'd been carrying this week, not his usual designer billfold, and took out the cash he'd withdrawn that morning. "Here's $400 for the doctor, and for you to take the rest of the day off to care for her." "I can't." "Yes, you can. Your daughter needs you." Emily took the money with shaking hands. "I'll pay you back. I promise. Every penny. Only if you insist. But there's no rush." He watched as Emily gathered Lily and her things, as she stopped to explain to Rosie, the owner, that she needed to leave. Rosie, a grandmother figure with gray hair and kind eyes, immediately agreed. As they left, Lily turned and waved at James, and he felt his heart clench. James didn't go back to the diner for a few days. He told himself he was giving them space. But truthfully, the experience had shaken him. The desperation in Emily's eyes, knowing that a medical emergency for her daughter could be financially devastating. The reality that $200 was the difference between Lily getting care or not, it had awakened something in him. He sat in his penthouse and thought about all the money he had, all the resources at his disposal, and he wondered what he was doing with any of it. Yes, he had his charitable foundation. Yes, he donated to worthy causes, but he realized he'd been writing checks to feel better about himself while remaining insulated from the actual struggles of real people. When he returned to Rosie's the following Monday, Emily spotted him immediately and hurried over. "James, I'm so glad you came back. I was afraid you wouldn't." "Why wouldn't I?" "I don't know. I thought maybe I'd scared you off with my problems." She reached into her apron pocket and pulled out an envelope. "I wanted to give you this. It's not all of it yet, but it's a start. $50. And I'll pay you the rest as soon as I can." James pushed the envelope back toward her. "Keep it. Use it for something Lily needs." "I can't do that. You were so generous." "Emily, please. It would make me happy to know you used it for Lily, maybe some new books or a treat, whatever she needs." Emily's eyes filled with tears again. "Why are you so kind to us?" "You don't know us at all." James thought carefully about his answer. He still hadn't told her who he really was, and he wasn't sure why. Maybe because this felt real in a way nothing in his life had felt in years. Maybe I needed to remember what really matters. And you and Lily reminded me. Over the next weeks, James became a regular fixture at Rosie's. He came in for lunch most days, sometimes for dinner. He helped Lily with her math homework. He listened to Emily's dreams of going back to school to become a nurse. He met the other regulars, construction workers and bus, drivers and retirees, and found he enjoyed their company more than the CEOs and power brokers he usually socialized with. He learned that Emily had been a promising college student studying nursing when she got pregnant. Her boyfriend had left, her parents had been furious and cut her off, and she dropped out to work and raise Lily. She'd been trying for years to save enough to go back to school, but something always came up. A car repair, an unexpected medical bill, the endless grinding reality of living paycheck to paycheck. One evening, as Emily was wiping down tables after the dinner rush, Lily came running up to James's booth with a drawing. "I made this for you," she announced proudly. It was a crayon picture of the three of them, James, Emily, and Lily, standing in front of the diner with a bright yellow sun overhead. At the top, in careful letters, she'd written, "My